Let's talk about some 318 junk for a minute. These are cheap, disposable 5.2 Magnums 318s. This one happens to be a Magnum. You can see it's got cracks here. And cracks here. Those don't bother me any. I'm just going to blow this thing up. So when I put these head bolts in, I'll put some thread sealer on the head bolts, and that's the only thing I'm going to do with that. The gasket will seal up the surface, won't be a problem as long as my threads are sealed on the bolt. It's going to do what I need it to do. This is a 92 5.2 318 Magnum. I got some cheap junk Speedmaster heads, and what I'm doing, I knew I couldn't drill all the way from the boss on an undrilled Magnum block all the way into the cam bearing to line up with that hole there like I should for oiling. I know I can't do that. Maybe if I'm in a machine shop or I got this thing set up on a lathe or somebody's got time or money, that's great, but I don't. I'm at home and I'm playing with junk. So even though I couldn't drill it all the way there, I could drill it to there without screwing it up. That's what I did. 1/4 inch bit there. I'm 1/8 inch MPT tap here, and I'm 1/8 MPT here on the galley. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this galley and this galley 1/8 MPT, but it's going to go to a compression fitting with a 1/4 inch stainless line because I've got compression fitting and I've got lines. So that's what I'm going to use. So those are going to come up to the T on each side. Then off of the T, we're going to come over here. And then off of that T, we're going to come up here. Okay, that's going to equalize it and provide oiling to my rocker arms. Now, since this is full-time oiling and it's not the oiling that you would get from the cam spinning around and the holes on the journals lining up, since this is full-time oiling, you don't want to flood the top end. So I said this was a 1/4 inch drill bit that I drilled out here. What I would do is I would tap that for like 1/4 20 or 1/4 28, and I would run a bolt in there, and then I would cut that bolt off flush. Then what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to drill that bolt. It's only got to be a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch. That's going to allow me to drill that bolt similar to a carb jet and meter the amount of oil that I want to send to my rocker shafts. I don't have that figure yet, that number that I'm going to drill it to, but I'm just telling you that if you run full 1/4 inch line, all you're going to do is you're going to flood the rockers and you're going to flood the top end. So you need to find a way to restrict that oiling somehow. You can do it in several places, but I think for me to just tap this simply with 1/4 20 to run a little 1/2 inch, threaded bolt down there that's cut off, and then re-drill that with a 1/16 or whatever figure I end up with. So that's going to allow me to run LA heads on this junk block and throw a GT45 at it and blow it up. It's going to get a stock bottom in. I ordered cheap rings and bearings. I may not even have ordered rings, or maybe I was just going to gap those, but I ordered some cheap bearings. I'm not doing anything with the cam bearings. It's not going to a shop. They look fine the way they are. Bores look fine. It's a good looking engine, aside from, like I said, these cracks on the deck. So that's it. GT45 stock parts. See what we can do before it blows up.